Uh, Greetings at the World Environment Day today. And if one look around the world, so right from where the sun rises and sun sets across the globe, we will find innumerable number of demonstrations, actions on the World Environment Days. In fact, turning out to be one of the largest mobilization uh, days of all the days that are being observed across the world. So it's indeed historic and not too old. Started from 1972. Primarily, my purpose of releasing this video is to explain the article, the op-ed that has been published in the Hindu today, which I wrote recently. In fact, Hindu, not just Hindu, but major newspapers are also talking about climate. But the point is actually, and as one can witness, phenomenal participation of the people, and I saw students in the morning screaming, "More trees to be planted." Then our chief minister here in Himachal Pradesh, and of course, for that matter, almost all the chief ministers have been advocating for strong climate action. But the point is, what is this climate action? Uh, and to me, I think most of the activities, uh, climate action just cannot be limited to collection of garbage, which is important definitely. And one day we demonstrate it. And then the very funny thing that I noticed in the morning is that to some of the largest polluters, in fact, it's not pertinent to name those corporations, but the largest cement corporations in Himachal Pradesh, they had actually uh, sponsored the T-shirts of the students and then making the students collect garbage across the state, I believe. So to me, it's mere greenwashing, and greenwashing is not going to help. So what I've tried to do in this article is try to measure, because I was there, part of COP 15, 2015 Paris Climate Talks, which was, in fact, one of the important COPs across the world. And since 2015, it's been 10 years. So, what has happened in the 10 years? And if one looks at the World Environment Day, so there are three planetary crises that one needs to measure, look at. The first one being the carbon emissions, whether we've been able to reduce them or they continue to trouble us, because we are soon going to reach a tipping point. Once we reach that tipping point, then many of the scientists are saying that it could have cascading effects. Second is the huge biodiversity loss, because if the biodiversity loss continues to take place the way it is, and there are reasons for that, the massive land use change taking place, urbanization across the world, and the developmental trajectory. And lastly is pollution. And this day, in fact, also happens to be talking about plastics. And the scientists have discovered nanoplastics in human brain. So it's indeed a scary situation. So, given these three important elements of planetary crisis, I have tried to write this article where I've tried to measure. In fact, uh, these there has the global north continues to be a laggard st- uh, state, if you can term the global north as one state. Of course, there are many states there. Likewise, the per capita consumption doesn't fall down, and so their emission standards are continuing. What they are doing is mere greenwashing, trying to give some money to the developing countries, which require a completely different trajectory of development, not just based on increasing the carbon footprint, but alternatives that need to be developed. At the same time, the biodiversity loss we've mentioned, and how some of the hotspots of biodiversity, in fact, in India also. So the comparison that I've tried to give is both global and the Indian context. And India, we can see, though we are talking a lot, we have all those missions, we have the NDCs, but at the same time, if you see, uh, in India, there's massive change that is taking place. In fact, change for the bad. Our environment laws are being compromised. At the same time, massive land use change taking place, not just in the Himalayas, which happens to be a biodiversity hotspot, but also in the Andamans and also Lakshadweep. So we can understand how things are folding. At the same time, pollution, I mean, name a town and it's stinking. So just one day MRF stuff, I mean, what we call material recovery facility being created or recovery, it's not going to happen. It's actually at the consumer end that we're targeting. What needs to be done is the entire production cycle. How are we challenging the production cycle? I've tried to measure all those arguments. Though the space was little constraint, given the fact that the entire op-ed happens to be talking about different elements of climate, from the women perspective, from, of course, different other perspectives. For details, one can go through the article in the Hindu. But let's rise and let's stop this greenwashing. That doesn't mean that you do not participate and do not demonstrate in all these government and non-government actions, which is important, massive participation there. But let's not restrict it. It's not trees. I mean, in the Himalayas, we require grasslands. And the way we are, in fact, shifting our agriculture, we are occupying these grasslands as well. The way we are constructing are actually, so grasslands are, in fact, quite essential if we talk about, it's not just trees that we should be talking about. So it's a holistic picture of environment, the three planetary crises that we should be talking about. For details, one can go through the article. Thank you so much.